Okay, Sagittarius, I'm going to say that the archetype that you are currently moving into, I'm going to call you the communicator, because I'm definitely getting a sense that your relationships, doesn't matter if it's romantic or not, they're going to be experiencing a change, but in a positive way, okay? That's why the Tower is in reverse here. So what I'm getting here, especially with the hyena card, this is talking about, now the hyena card talks about old resentments in relationships, and I'm not necessarily feeling exactly resentment, but maybe there's some things that have bothered you, maybe the way somebody treated you in the past, or there's little things that maybe comments that they say that bother you, but you haven't directly spoken to the person and said, hey, I don't like that. Okay? It's kind of something to do with that, but also creating better relationships, deeper connections. This could be so many different things, but what I'm getting here, so on the bottom of the deck you have the buffalo card. To me, the buffalo is about charging into something, like it's charging into the storm just to get it done and over with, you know? It's easier to do that. We're often afraid of confrontation and saying maybe some negative things to people, telling people how we feel. But it's actually beneficial if we do it in the right way, if we listen to ourselves, if we still do it in a peaceful manner, because you do have the Lamb card as well. If we do it in a peaceful manner, then that can create positive change for our relationships, right? Instead of feeling like there's a divide here, it'll bring us closer together. So to me, speaking the truth is something very, very important. I've developed closer relationships with people because I started to be more open, more forward, more vulnerable, okay? And this is going to be different for every different relationship that you have. But you might have a friendship where someone, maybe they make jokes about you that kind of cut you down and you don't like it, right? Maybe finally speaking to them. They're making me think of a friend that I have that I've barely spoken to in a while, and they cut me down one of the last times that I talked to them, and I found it really hurtful. And my guides are like, Jenna, you know, you could actually confront that person and say, hey, I didn't like it when you said this. You know, it really made me feel awful, and I didn't appreciate it. So we have the power to communicate how we feel and to demand, if that's the word that's coming to me, but to demand respect, you know? And I don't mean it in a really nasty way, but you know what? You said this to me, and I deserve more respect than that. And if they're not willing to give it to me, then I can leave, right? But I feel like whatever this is, it's going to create closer bonds. And if somebody does walk away, they're not meant to be there in the first place. And you know what? They're kind of saying like they could walk away for a little bit and then have to think about it and realize, you know what? I really did cut you down a lot. And then you can come back together in this friendship or whatever relationship that they're talking about. But that's what I'm really getting here is moving into more clear communication. That's really going to set you up in your friendships, any type of relationship, in your business or in your work life as well, right? I can't tell you how many times I've worked somewhere and the communication in that place has been absolutely dreadful. It kind of creates this barrier, is what they're saying with the 10 of Wands here. It creates a barrier for us giving and receiving love and deeper communication. Deeper connection is what I meant, but yes, deeper communication as well. If we're not speaking up, if we're not speaking our truth, some people won't even realize how we feel, right? So that can create that disconnect. So especially if this is a partnership, really communicating with your partner how you're feeling. I've been a little bit of a crybaby lately, and my guys are like, I hate that you said that though, because it's okay to cry. And I know that, but I feel like a crybaby because I've been having these moments of what I call meltdowns, but my guides are like, you're just being raw and vulnerable and emotional, and you were being true to your feelings by telling people how you feel. And I need to remember that that's not a bad thing, but I feel like I can't do that much anymore because people will think of me as being, somebody that they don't want to be around. And my guides are like, well, Jana, you prefer people who are straightforward and tell you how they feel, right? And I'm like, yes, yes, I do. I love people who are very direct in their communication because you never have to question where you stand with them. And they're saying it's the same thing. If we're open and honest with our communication, and when talking to the people that we care about, and even people that we just meet on the road, on the street, this is going to help us move forward. It empowers us, and it helps us to create these better connections, okay? So with new people, they're saying it helps us to establish boundaries right off the bat because it's harder to establish boundaries with new people or with older people. Like, my communication is terrible in this video. People that have been in your life for a long time, not older people. But anyways, it's harder to put those barriers up when you haven't had them for so long, especially if you've had a relationship with somebody for several years or even a decade or more. When you start putting those boundaries up, people are like, whoa, what is this? What are you doing? What's wrong? And you're like, no, I'm just finally standing up for myself. Okay. So putting those barriers up, communicating how you feel, communicating what you will accept. That's what I'm feeling here. So Sagittarius, your words are very, very powerful. And whatever it is that you choose to do and how you communicate with the people in your lives, I feel like there's a new beginning here. With the golden egg, there's a new beginning for you, not only for yourself, but in your connections, okay? For a long time, I thought that I could not have deep connections with people, and I didn't understand it. But I realized I wasn't being authentic to myself, and I wasn't being authentic with others. I wasn't telling people the truth. If they'd ask me how I was, I would always say, I'm great, blah, blah, blah. I would sweep how I was feeling under the rug. I didn't want people to know. And now I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to be open and honest. And that seems to be the best policy. And after I started doing that, I noticed that I created deeper connections with people, especially when I started work and I was making connections with new people. You think that you can get a deeper connection with somebody you just met, but it was proof that I could. Okay, that's what I'm getting here. So if you feel that you can't show your true emotions, they're encouraging you. Spirit is encouraging you to do so. And you can do it little by little. Do it with people who you feel comfortable with, Sagittarius. Don't be afraid to open up. Don't be afraid to let people in, okay? Because people are in your life, the majority of people in your life, they love you, right? They want you to be happy. They want things to be good in the relationship. So if you communicate your desires, then you're going to really help these connections blossom. All right. Okay, Sagittarius, that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I see you in the next one.